Hello, everyone. I'm AJ Smith with the Inspire Conference staff. I am thrilled that you are thinking about joining us here at Inspire in San Antonio, Texas, January 28th through the 30th. Today, I have Tim Bush with us, who's going to be digging into pitch, sharing his soul about his business, and what he's going to be offering here at Inspire. So, Tim, if you'd be willing to introduce yourself and the heart of your business.
Yeah, so my name is Tim Bush. I'm the owner and founder of TLB Consulting. So for the last 10 years, we've been helping companies understand and conquer big box retail. So if you have a product, you're trying to get it into big box retail, you want to understand what that's all about, that's what we do. I'm also the host of the On the Shelf podcast. So if you want to do it yourself, if you want to get into retail on your own, we have about 100 and I think we're just launching 157th, 158th episode. So
Congratulations.
thanks. Have a listen to that. Everything that you need to know about getting into big box retail is in there.
That seems like such a big undertaking that some people don't even know where to start. So that's a really great resource for people to use and have steps kind of laid out for them as well. And you're going to be there throughout the whole conference that people can ask questions. And so what would you suggest people ask you in relation to their business that you can help them dig into?
Yeah, so it's not just product related or how to get products into retail. I have a huge history in sales. I owned my own retail stores. I built retail businesses. So if you have sales related questions, if you own a bakery and you want to know, hey, how do I, up my average sale price so people aren't just buying one donut and leaving. If you own a business where you're trying to add things on at the counter, if you want to know how to sell stuff to anybody, you can ask me that. If you want to know about retail, you can ask me that. If you want to know about products and what might work, what might not work, you can ask me that. E-commerce, you can ask me that. All kinds of things.
Oh, nice. That's a good variety too. In all this variety that you do have to talk about in retail and selling, how has your journey impacted you as a business owner in ways that you've been surprised by or didn't quite expect?
I guess that it surprised me that selling is really universal. Everything that we do, every time we talk to people, we're selling something. And the better you are at sales, the better you are at concisely explaining what you do, how you do it, what you want, how do you want to get it, the better you're going to be in everything that you do. So it's not just about, I'm trying to sell this for money. It might be that you're trying to sell yourself to get yourself into college, or you might be trying to get yourself a new job. But we're always selling something. So I think that's a surprise that I've learned, and it's been something that's I think aided me in my journey. When you have your own business, growing it is on you. It's all on you. And so if you can't sell your business, if you can't sell yourself, if you can't sell your product, it's going to be a short-lived venture for you.
Yeah, that's going to be really hard. I know some people that are coming to Inspire are in this new stage of their business where they're trying to level up or trying to figure out where is the next place that they're going and what does selling themselves in that way look like, or maybe they're shifting or pivoting their business entirely. When was a place in your business that you felt like you had a pivot or shift and you're just I don't know what to do, and what would Tim Bush now say to Tim Bush then?
Yeah, that's a great question. I think every year at the end of the year, I take some time by myself and I look at my business and I say, is it still relevant? Is it going to be relevant next year? Is it going to be relevant in the next 5 years?
Yeah.
And I think at the end of 2018 was the first year I said that in its current capacity, in its current state, it's not going to be relevant.
Wow.
Every year I've had my business for 10 years. We just passed 10 years in 2019. Woohoo!
Congratulations. That's awesome.
I was so busy I didn't even know. Right? Somebody sent me a thing saying, "Hey, from LinkedIn, hey, congrats on your work and your 10-year anniversary." I was like, "Oh my gosh, 10 years!" Anyway,
thank you. Gotta buy myself a cake.
So every year I look at it and we change things, we tweak things. In 2015, I decided that we needed more. To get more content out there. So I started a podcast. And so the podcast has now been going for 4 years. So every year, I think you got to look at your business and say, and really be honest and say, is it relevant? Is it going to be relevant through the next year? Because your whole life depends on it. In 2018, in the current way that I did business, I decided that it wasn't going to be. And I decided that there was, and for two reasons. One, I really wasn't helping enough people.
Mm.
I have maybe 12 clients. They take up all my time. I'm doing selling for them. And so at the end of 2018, I decided to shift my business more towards consulting and more towards teaching and masterminds, and so that I could affect more people, and I could teach people to fish rather than fishing for them.
Valid.
And so that's what we've been working on this year. That's why Inspire is so interesting to me, because it gives me a chance to, again, download some of my 25 years of knowledge to people that are just starting out, or maybe just like you said, trying to level up. And by the way, leveling up is not a one-time thing. It's an all the time thing. It's an every year thing. And that's why I stopped that at the end of every year. I have that moment with myself, because I need to level up. We constantly have to level up. And so hopefully in Inspire, we'll be able to give some tools that will show you how you can constantly level up or evaluate yourself and make those changes.
Yeah, that is such a brave question to ask. And I think a lot of times we don't allow ourselves to get very honest with our business because we're afraid of what the answers are going to be. And having to shift in that way and being like, this isn't serving the people as I want it to, or it's not all that it could be. That's a hard question to ask, like, especially by yourself. And so the cool thing about Inspired is we're going to be asking these hard questions together. And we're all entrepreneurs. We're all business owners that are going to be there. And we're all going to be facing the music together. And so if you're coming to a T in the line, a T in the road, and you don't know which way to go, we're going to have all the mentors there. We're going to have other business attendees. Everybody's in different spots in the business. We're all going to be learning from each other. So you're not going to walk away alone. Like, we are creating connections and network and support so that you can go on and be like, hey, here's what we're going to try. And that doesn't work. Turn around, try something different. Also, Tim Bush is going to be doing our Pitch Perfect workshop, which I'm thrilled about. And we had a mini chat about this before we even started, about elevating your pitch to the next level. So Tim, would you kind of share what you think are the most important things about pitch that people don't really think about maybe?
Yeah, I think that when people think about pitching, they constantly think the hard sell.
Yeah.
Man, I got to really I got to be assertive and you're going to buy this, and I think that comes from just decades of the word sales being synonymous with some person in a car lot that's just going to crush you into buying something. And so the way I teach selling is, selling is very consultative, and it's a conversation. I do a lot of working with people on their first time that they're going to sit down in front of a retail buyer. Like, maybe you got a meeting at Costco. Now you're going to that meeting. What are you going to do? What are you going to say?
Yeah.
And I'll tell them, hey, listen, sales is a conversation. Okay. That's just a person sitting across from you. They kind of hold, the answer to a lot of questions for you. They could create a lot of sales, but ultimately they're just a person. So have a conversation. And so we're going to take sales and kind of bring it back to what are a couple different things that you can do, easy things that you can do to make a huge difference in how people see your business, see your product. And then we're going to help you kind of craft those so that you walk away with an elevator pitch. You walk away with a couple second, when somebody says, hey, what do you do? And you're like, you launch into this 15-minute thing about what you do, and that person's already gone. We're going to show you, hey, how can you create what you do in 10 seconds, 15 seconds? And not only create what you do, but create some total intrigue so that people then start asking you questions, which is what you really want, right? You want to say something and then have people ask questions about what you're doing so that you can get further into it. So that's kind of what we're going to do. I'm excited about it. I'm excited to watch people develop their pitch.
Yeah, and we're going to have real-time feedback as you're developing your pitch. So it's not going to be just write this in your journal and then go about your day. We're going to be practicing, trying it out, and we're going to be in a space where it is completely safe. you can fail, and you can fail hard and be like, okay, that didn't work. Let's try something different and figure it out. So this is a great opportunity to just be super open and honest and be like, let's try this and let's see what happens. So
Yeah,
to
I
wrap
mean,
this up, I'm sorry.
yeah, pitching is you got to role play it. You got to
Yeah.
do it. You're not going to get good at it by just thinking about it and like you said, writing it in your journal. The way you get good at pitching is by doing, and that's the only way. That really is the only way.
Yeah. Oh, you've just given us so much to like think about and mull and get excited about for Inspire. I'd love if you'd share, because our theme is Inspire. What has you inspired lately?
Yeah, probably. I think the thing that inspires me the most right now, I mean, in general, is probably my daughter. Right, my
Mm.
daughter's 17. You know, every single, you know, people think, I think, you know, that oh, I remember when my daughter was this, and I wish she was young again. And I'm not one of those people. I sometimes will see a dad with their daughter, and you know, maybe she's 7 or 8 and they're having a good time, and it makes me think back to those moments. But I don't want to be back there. I like right where I am, and then tomorrow I'll like where I am. But my daughter's, you know, on the cusp of going to college, and she's driving, and she's, you know, she's a competitive ice skater, and um, so there's all kinds of things that she does. In fact, there's a whole part of my um, pitch that I've taught in the past that was actually as a result of speaking to her. And I'll share that at the Inspire conference, how she taught me something about pitching your business or your product that you don't really think about. And so that'll be part of our um, not the pitch perfect, but the, what am I thinking of?
Your speaking session.
The speaking session. Yeah, that's but anyway, so she's inspiring me lately. And business wise, I think that, you know, all these masterminds and classes that we're putting together in the Inspire conference and the Canton Fair experience, and
Yeah.
all these things where we're helping huge groups of people, that gets me inspired, you know?
Yeah. Oh, great. Anytime that I think we can help another person within our business show up more fully and who they were created to be and their business and like themselves and be confident in that is priceless. Like that's what we're here for. Like that's what we do.
Yeah, absolutely.
So thank you, friends, for joining us. Thank you, Tim Bush, for sharing about pitching and all of the jazz. If you'd like to join us, we have our Inspire conference January 28th through the 30th. You can buy tickets now, available. We have all our tickets still there and our add-ons like our Pitch Perfect workshop with Tim Bush. And you can find those at attendinspire.com, www.attendinspire.com. Can't wait to see you there, friends.
Yep, looking forward to seeing you all.